leverage. All right.
Hey, on that note, watch that leverage over here, bartender. So this is something that Ryan was sharing with me yesterday. Essentially how leverage is a fluid concept. So what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about some of the differences between using the fact that this person needs unconscious incompetence or conscious incompetence, meaning they don't know what they don't know, or they do know there are things that they don't know. So those unknown unknowns and those known unknowns, however way you want to look at that. George Bush knows how to pick up a phone, but for whatever reason, at that moment in the Oval, he slung that bad boy up backwards, right? So this is a great example of a known unknown, or a little bit of conscious incompetence. So what's happening whenever we're making them an offer is that we know what they don't, and we have done this hundreds or thousands of times, and they haven't. So a direct benefit to their challenges is that they have right in the pocket, right when they need it most, up in the press box, you've got that coordinator, right? You've got your coach, your mentors, your teammates, your colleagues, however you want to look at that. You've got support whenever you run into a little bit of incompetence in your life and your business.
Buddy, is George Bush just straight up ordering a panini right there, do you think, or what?
I think he's getting some Mediterranean grill or some barbecue delivered. Yeah.
Barbecue panini. He's like bringing up to daddy. Yeah. And he's like, I
can't hear me. Wait, you're telling me what? Okay. Yeah, mix them together and bring them up in 20. Yeah.
Yeah, grill that, smother it with cheese, bring it to daddy.
I'll have Rumsfeld out of here in a jiff.
Yeah.
So we teach. Okay, so whenever we talk about incompetence, we're not trying to do this in a, we're having fun with it, and that's why it can be a light topic. But not knowing what you don't know is just part of life. So if you can't humble yourself and say, hey, I don't know what the heck, is going on, I need help, then you probably shouldn't work with that person if they're not that type, if they're not going to be accountable. We talked about that in the last modules. But this is just simply bringing awareness whenever you start to make your offer. It's also part of that alignment that we talked about when you recap, is essentially, hey, I understand why you don't have this stuff fixed, because you either were never taught it, you had never experienced this, you're at a new growth point in your business, or what you've been doing up until this point has sort of worked, right? So you almost align with that incompetence and say, look, cool thing is, where you're looking to go, we've already been there, done that 100 times, helped people through it. So we know what challenges you're gonna get to. We know those unknown unknowns before you do. So we're gonna see those, 10 miles ahead, 10 steps ahead. So what we do as a feature is that we're gonna teach or offer new solutions as these direct features of our offer in order to overcome their adversity. So if their adversity is they don't have enough clients, they don't have enough cash flow, they're not talking to enough people, or they just don't really know what their offer is, then we're going to take them step by step through a process to extract that information out of their head. So they're clear on it. We're clear on it as their leaders. You're clear on it as a salesperson because you would have just done all your investigative work up front. So those areas that they need help with. What you're not going to share with them is exactly how you're going to fix those problems. I want to get that really clear. You are not getting into the weeds with details. And what I mean by that is trying to actually 100% solve the problem on the phone. Let's differentiate that. The way that you're solving is that you are placing the solution in front of them as, what are you going to do if you need more referral clients? Well, you can continue to engage organically, or you can utilize some paid traffic and bring in more clients than you ever could organically. Right, so that's a new solution. We're not going to tell them exactly how we're going to build that campaign and who it's going to be for and how we're going to target it and all that stuff. So just want to make that clear, guys.
Absolutely.
What you got, bro?
That's it, Doug. You got adversity.
Dude, it's overcoming incompetence with direct benefits, right? We don't want to sit there and tell them what they don't know. We want to say, hey, we know this stuff. They are already clear that they don't know it. You went over that with them in the first part of the conversation. So it's not about being polarizing here. This selling part is all fun. It's all gravy.
Yep.
let's talk checkpoints. As you are going through your offer and selling your product service, you're solving these problems. Every step of the way, you want to make sure you're checking in. So I'm going to check in with you. Are you word vomiting? You talking for 3 and 5 minutes?
Not good.
Asking a question.
Not good.
You got to stop. To take a breath. And I'm guilty of this, guys. I've done this before. There's a lot of information that comes out on these calls, but it's the way that you deliver it to them. You'll find out that a lot of people need a lot less, and they'll ask you when they need more.
I remember working at a telecommunications company that will remain nameless, a big one though. And we had to listen to some calls once a week from the team. And I remember listening to a call where, there was a minimal amount of discovery that went on, trying to get somebody into the perfect cable package, watching TV, and, found out this woman maybe liked gardening and cooking. So, the EC is going over the package and he says, okay, well, this one here comes with the Food Network channel and HGTV. I think that'd be great for you. And she goes, okay, that sounds good, actually. And he goes, yeah, but it also comes with cooking too, gardening for dummies, the Spanish channel, the jewelry channel. She's like, oh yeah, I like that stuff. He's like, yeah, but I'm not done. And it also comes with, Fox Sports 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ESPN 8, the Ocho. And literally it kept going on. And this lady's like, listen, man, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So exactly to Cody's point, like you get way overboard. Give somebody what they want, short and sweet what they need, and utilize that silence almost, right? That we're talking about.
Yeah. And this also comes from pacing. We talk about matching and mirroring a lot in rapport. So you should be building the energy by actually stretching out your words a little bit here. So that's kind of a next level topic, and you definitely don't want to be anything other than authentic whenever you first get on the phones, because it's all gonna feel weird. But if you've gone through most of your presentation and solved 2 or 3 things and you haven't asked any questions, they're lost. I can promise you they're lost. Unless they've literally been giving you those, okay, yeah, okay, yep. If they're not doing any of that and they're just silence on the other end of the phone, you lost them like 2 minutes ago. So some of the questions to ask: do they see how this is going to fix their problem? Yeah. So once we have that ad in place and you have 10 people coming to you a day, do you see how that's going to fix the consistency of your business? Because you're going to have more opportunities for new clients. Heck yeah, you bet. Absolutely. So this intuitive point here is, are they energetically or tonally leaning in? Are they doing what I was just doing? Yep. Got it. Are they asking questions? Are they going, oh my gosh, wow? If they're not and they're just silent, slow your roll, slow down. Hey, are you good? Is everything good on your end? You still
making sense?
Making sense? You gotta check in there. Doesn't matter what it is. It's just a little cue to make sure that they're still with you.
One phrase that I use a lot on these, I don't mean to jump in on you, Cody, but I will say, did I just create 10 new questions for you, or did I clear up, kind of what we were talking about?
I love that one.
Hey, does that stuff make sense, or did I just create 5 new questions for you? Yeah. And you'll get a chuckle out of it. And most of the time people are like, no, or they'll say, yeah, actually, they'll be totally honest. Yeah, actually this popped up. Okay, cool. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. If you talk about how running an automated webinar or something like that is going to totally change the way that they create content or that they, onboard new clients. If you haven't explained what that funnel, or they don't have an idea of what that funnel looks like, then you did probably just create 10 new questions. All right. So something like that. Can they actually imagine what this is going to look like incorporated into their daily, weekly routine, their operations? If they're already running ads and things like that, then you don't need to sit there and be elementary and take it through them. Hey, you get that, how that's going to fit in? You see how that's going to fit in to what you already got going? Cool. Awesome. If they're a personal trainer and you just explain to them how instead of training one-to-one clients, they're going to train 5 big classes a day and they're going to maximize, their income. Cool. I think that most people are can be able to conceptualize that. It's just little stuff like that. You want to make sure that they get it on a big scale. If they've got questions, they'll ask. You want to keep going through the big high notes and the cliff notes, and they'll ask everything else. Promise you. If not, they're just waiting for that price, and they'll tell you that also. So probably the most pivotal Shakespearean play. No, I'm just kidding.
No, dive into that, please.
To be or not to be. I mean, as Death of a Salesman is not Shakespearean, but you know, this is where most salespeople do or die, because just like Ryan talked about, you're in a call center and that lady's in. She's like, "Give me that DirecTV package now," and you keep telling her about all these bullshit that she's never going to watch or hear or see. Your anxiety to make an offer, you just wanted to read from a list instead of actually help that person. He wants to watch the cooking channel now. Like, I want to watch it tonight. So the question, where would you like to go from here, is probably the most baller. It's actually a trial close question. It's always been my favorite. I learned it 3 or so years ago, and I've used it every single sales call that I've taken. If I'm going to make that person an offer and I already know it, I will ask them, once I'm done solving their problem, try not to let their eyes glaze over. And I say, where would you like to go from here? Ryan, have you ever, like, what are some of the odd questions? Like, have you ever gotten anything other than how much does it cost, or I want to get started? Like, any other odd answers?
Did you just call me Brian?
I did not. Did I?
No, I'm just kidding.
Where do we go from here?
Yeah. So other than price objection stuff?
Yeah. Have you ever asked this question and not gotten have you ever gotten a response that wasn't how much does it cost or I want to get started?
I can't actually think of that. No, that's a pretty much
every time.
That's a done deal. Yeah, it's a done deal.
Every time. They want you to make them an offer. So it's either we ready, we got it. You've either to offer, they know it, they're ready, you're ready, or not to offer. Do you feel like some way, shape, or form they weren't as bought in, as engaged? So we're going to actually ask them, well, how does this all sound? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how does this feeling so far? And if you understand how I layered that even, how does it sound? Super easy question to answer. Well, how's it feeling?
That's my favorite.
I just snuck it in there. I always like to stack questions because I talk a lot faster than most people that I work with. Yeah. How's it sounding? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, like how are you feeling? Which one are they going to be more likely to answer on that scale of 1 to 10? Most people will actually like distinctly, well, it sounds really good. Sounds really good. If I'm honest with you though, Cody, you know, it feels, I'm feeling like an 8 right now. Cool. Why an 8? Because they don't know how much it costs or whatever. All right. So it just gives you that last little check-in. It's just extra certainty. You're just buttoning that up. So you know, whenever they give you some sort of excuse or objection, it's just an excuse because they already want this. They like it. It sounds good. It feels good. You've been great. They want it.
Dude, that's my favorite. I think just like, you know, you got that gem a few years ago. Where would you like to go from here? Which I love. I think this one pretty much changed my life as a, you know, career sales guy, right? I'm 40. I don't know if I've mentioned that in any previous modules, but, you know, I've been doing this for several years, right? And getting into the high ticket space, when somebody told me, hey, this is the point where you want to ask somebody how they feel. I was like, what? What do you mean? You could do that? You know, no one had ever given me permission to say something like that because most sales environments, they don't care how somebody feels, right? That's not the end result isn't, you know, is this a good fit? The end result is sign here. And hopefully you don't read the small print that says you can't get this back after you sign here. So this for me was game changing because people, just like Cody said, people will tell you if they're an 8, if they're a 9, they will absolutely tell you what's in that gap of that, you know, what's in between that 9 and 10. And they'll carve it right out. A lot of times too, I don't want to get too jumpy. People will tell you where they want to go, before you even need to ask this question.
Oh yeah.
I hear it all. You're doing a great job connecting all the dots, getting there. Somebody's going to go, okay, got it. What's like, just stop talking. What are the next steps?
Yep. This sounds amazing. How do we do this? And that's the type of person I am. Most salespeople are really easy to get sold. Like most salespeople are buyers. And I'm so clear on a sales process, and I've usually done enough research on a product before I'm ready to actually have that conversation. Like I stop salespeople every day before they even finish. Cool. I'll ask you a question or two, and it'll validate what my thoughts were, and then I'll say, let's go to the register. Let's buy this. I value my time. So if you're valuing yours and you're getting straight to the point and solving that person's problem, they may get that little bit of relief and certainty and be like, cool, this guy gets it. I don't need to hear the rest. Let's do this. You'll find a lot of old school business people are like that. They want to go. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. I remember having that conversation with you, man. Like, when was that? Probably it's almost a year ago. And you told me that it was just, it's life-changing to be able to say, how are you feeling about this? Honestly.
Yep.
What is it? It's a relationship at that point. Mm-hmm. That's a symbiotic mutual relationship.
Yep.
Yeah. You're closing them. You're solving their problem, and you're energetic and you're enthusiastic as hell. So they should know that you're feeling good. Right. So when you ask them, you're being a conscientious partner in the relationship.
And by the way, you get to that point, most of the time, if it's a 9 out of 10, or if it's an 8 out of 10, or whatever it is, it's money.
Absolutely.
They do not know the financial investment yet.
Yep.
And a lot of times too, I'll say, hey, money aside, where are you?
Mm-hmm.
1 to 10. What is it? 10 being let's hit the gas. 1 being you hate me.
Yeah.
You want to get off the phone real quick.
Yeah, I've heard you say that.
Yeah.
I like letting them tell me it's money. Yeah. Oh, it's just, I don't know how much this costs. Cool. Well, we're going to cover that. So take the money out of it for a second. Does this sound like the process? Are we the people that you want to work with? And whenever we go over objections on the next module, guys, we'll tell you a little bit about that. And if you can start asking those objection questions because you already know that they're going to be an objection, you save yourself some time, and the experts will want to hire you. People who are experts in their field will want to freaking work with you because it's almost like you're telepathic. You can see through that stuff. You're ahead. All right.
Bro, I just want to say, if you guys close your eyes for a second and think about the sales transactions you've had, let's say in the last 30 days, mm-hmm. How many times has somebody said, how do you feel about what you're about to do?
0.
0 times.
I can promise you it's 0.
Yeah. Talk about sincere, authentic, personal, 100% opposite of what, an MLM or network marketing guy is ever going to tell you, right? Mm-hmm. Or gal, I should say. This is 100% sincere. How are you doing? Because we don't take anyone. We want to take the right person, and you're it.
Yeah.
So how do you feel?
That's a great point. And I think what brings that up, I love the term breaking the fourth wall. I love it. I used it earlier with a friend. That's what you're doing. You're just wiping away any sales smoke and mirror remnants that may have been left over from their past time where they got used and abused. That's not what we're here to do. Yeah. Like Ryan said, we don't work with people unless they are so ready for this. Now, if they're super ready to get to have what they want, but they're scared, they're deathly afraid of what's going to potentially happen in all the places in between, that's your job to coach them over that. So we're going to cover that in the objections module for sure. Coaching fear and just confronting fear, it will become your job. So right now, making the offer and being enthusiastic, and then just being, having your awareness so tuned into that other person while you're doing it, it's going to take practice. You're just going to have to know your offer ins and out, upwards and backwards. And you're going to have to run through whatever script you have around your presentation like 10, 15, 20 times before you ever take a sales call. That way, when you take your first 2 or 3 sales calls, it feels like butter. It is coconut oil. It's just running through your curly locks.